Deus Ex Mankind Divided is pretty much just more Human Revolution, the director's cut that is, not the original version with the terrible boss fights. Adam Jensen has a few new tricks up his mechanical sleeves, quite literally in the case of the awesome nanoblades, but for better or worse, this is pretty much just Human Revolution Part 2, and to be honest, that doesn't really bother me one little bit. It's an easy sell. In the wake of No Man's Sky, it turns out that I'm just really up for some well-designed, handcrafted levels that deliver ample opportunities and variety in style of play. With that in mind, colour me excited for Dishonored 2 as well. The joy of Deus Ex has always been in its level design. Here's an objective, how are you going to achieve it? The wide array of augmented possibilities are married to level design that provides ample opportunities for cover, ballistic action, air vent sneaking, acrobatic platforming, and a good dollop of pretending to be Mr. Robot. Now it helps that Jensen handles very nicely indeed, especially in this new game. There are a huge number of things he can do, but the control system is nowhere near as fiddly as it could be, and indeed Mankind Divided offers up several presets as well as full customization in terms of the controls. Long story short, you can change your playstyle on the fly very nicely indeed, and it's telling that for a traditionally quick save happy genre, the fluidity of improvisation in Deus Ex Mankind Divided means that I never really found myself reloading saves on my first playthrough. That comes later, when trying to perfect non-violent runs and so on. For all of Jensen's toys though, Deus Ex continues to remind me that were I a mechanically enhanced cyborg, instead of using my powers for good, I'd almost certainly spend most of my time breaking into the apartments of the rich and reading their emails and private messages. It'd sort of be like creating my very own personal, completely realistic version of Made in Chelsea, but with more breaking and entering, and stun guns. It turns out that these little side opportunities, they're relatively organic and emergent, so I hesitate to call them missions, entertain me more than the main story. It's these little vignettes that provide the colour and the shape of things in Mankind Divided, giving far more context for the events happening in the main story and putting flesh on the bones of this post-incident world. As a role player trying to take advantage of the first-person perspective and the open way you can play Adam in whatever manner you choose, these things help to situate me within lockdown Prague, within this dystopian future. While the books of lore in games like Skyrim help me to place my heroic events in a line of grand epic happenings, the neighbourhood dramas and informant culture of Deus Ex affect my decisions in the present, skewing my perspective on events as they unfold and maybe forcing my hand one way or the other depending on my own ethical thinking. Now truthfully, I'd really like this taken to a more actionable conclusion. Along with my voyeuristic tendencies in games like this, I'd actually love to see more opportunities for persuasion, or perhaps more pertinently, coercion. Now it might have something to do with me being a writer for so long. I'm slightly in love with games that allow you to pour resources into being able to influence NPCs with little more than your words. Given the choice when it comes to RPGs, I almost always pour the majority of my attribute points into charisma. I'd love to see Adam do some proper interrogations, the same sort of thing you could find in LA Noire for example. I think that would be absolutely great, but I digress. Deus Ex does a great job of actually pointing you in rewarding directions if you explore around and read everything you find, and I like that some pocket secretaries will give you environmental tips without adding blinking icons to your map. It adds to the feeling that you're reading something that you shouldn't, something meant for someone else, but now it's your little secret too, if only you can remember it right. I'm at my happiest in Deus Ex when I'm hacking into the computers of my neighbours and co-workers, peering into their unseen lives, learning what they get up to behind closed doors, and I guess that's sort of symptomatic of living in a society that values reality television and gossip columns over artistic drama and actual news. I should feel bad about that, but I do know that if I had Adam's powers, I'd be using them to get the skinny on what really happened between Brangelina, because I'm a terrible human being. That's just me, however. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and we'll be back with more Fuzzy Logic, hopefully on camera this time. New webcam is arriving very soon. Razer Stargazer, look out for an unboxing on that. Yeah, we'll be back very soon with more Fuzzy Logic, so yeah, stay tuned, hit subscribe, tell your friends. We'll be back in the very near future. Till then, bye!